What's up, everyone? This is Umesh Shrestha. I'm a teacher and a teacher developer, and I love designing workshops and training programs for teachers and students. आज चाहिँ यो भिडियोमा I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why students don't ask questions in the classroom. A lot of times, training session ko belama or even need analysis ko belama, teachers have posed these questions to us. स्टुडेन्टहरुले कि क्वेशन नै सोध्दैनन् कि सोध्यो भने एकदमै वाइयात क्वेशनहरु सोध्छन् एकदम सुपरफिशियल लेभलको क्वेशन सोध्छन् कि एकदम अनोइङ क्वेशन सोध्छन् के गर्ने होला कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ होला सो आजको यो सानो भिडियोमा चाहिँ we'll be talking about some of these reasons why students don't ask questions र सानो कन्टेक्स्ट पनि बिल्ड गरिहालौं I'm telling this from the context of a teacher who is teaching adult students, bachelor's level and even master's level. And some of the things or examples that I'm sharing here may not be relevant for secondary level of school or primary level. But overall, the message remains the same or similar, right? There are few reasons why students don't ever ask questions. Tackle Okay, let me jump into the first point. Students fear that they will be judged when they ask a question. And this might have happened because maybe somewhere along the line, when they asked a question, a teacher had probably said, hey, कस्तो खालको question सोध्यो अलि डरो question सोध्न तैँले सोधेको भएन यो question कस्तो lousy question सोधिस् तैँले maybe something that had happened previously. And because of that experience, the students now will completely shut down. Okay. Kino questions on the questions so they bane malai feri rag handincha teacherले so चुप लाएर बस्छु नोट लेख्छु सुन्छु or साथीसँग सोधौला पछि. Okay, so this fear of being judged, and not just by the teacher, by the students as well. So questions सोध्यो एकजनाले क्लासमा and अरु स्टुडेन्टहरु हाँस्दिने के हालको क्वेशन सोधे होला भन्ने टाइपले. Okay, so slide one is what if my question is a lousy one? What if my friends laugh at me? What if my teacher mocks at me? So, okay, this could be one major reason. And I found this is one of the major reasons as well. Second is feeling rushed and not having enough time. Because questions सोध्नलाई अलिकति critically think गर्नु पर्यो अलिकति pause लिनु पर्यो त्यो informationलाई soak in गर्नु पर्यो right process गर्नु पर्यो बुझ्नु पर्यो नि without understanding the content र यो question सोधेर मैले के कुरा चाहिँ मैले एक्सप्लोर गर्न खोजिरहेको के कुरा चाहिँ मैले क्ल्यारिफाई खोजिरहेको त्यो नै नबुझिकन क्वेशन सोध्न सकिदैन नि सो इफ यु जस्ट से डु यु हेभ अ क्वेशन पढाउनु भयो हैन आधी घण्टा पढाउनु भयो or maybe half an hour, and then do you have any question? Okay, no, let's move on to another slide. I've seen teachers do this thing a lot of time. Question, and then without even students getting the chance to respond to that question, slide change topic change and this is a very unconscious habit of a lot of teachers. I'm not blaming the teachers that they do this deliberately. Do you have a question? It's just like your ice break I don't know, just to transition away from one issue or one slide to another. Do you have any question? Okay, no, let me move on. But as a teacher, you want to make sure the student have soaked in that information. So when you throw a question, do you have a question? Or even better would be, all right, content but I want you to think about one major question that you're having doubt or that you are not clear or that you want to ask more. Now you tinta level or the tinta type of question or lekhera question soda. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds or 1 minute for this. त्यसरी भन्नुभयो भने students will now have that enough time to form their question, to think about, to reflect on the content, and then write the questions down. So don't just tell them, ask a question. छैन question? Okay, let me move on. Okay, त्यसरी चाहिँ नगरौँ. The third point students don't ask questions is because from their perspective, they don't want to interrupt the teacher by asking. Maybe they have this perception or belief कि क्वेसन सोध्नु हुँदैन, बोलिरहेको छ बिचमा सोध्यो भने फेरि त्यो फ्लो नै बिग्रेला हैन. And yeah, of course, धेरैचोटि त्यस्तो पनि भएको छ, right? इन्टरभ्यूको बेलामा or क्लासमा टिचिङ गरिरहेको बेलामा एकजनाले क्वेसन सोधिदिन्छ and then the whole flow, the momentum कता कता पुग्छ त्यसपछि. And then irrelevant कुराहरू पनि आउन थाल्छ कतिचोटि अनि टिचिङ becomes गफ त्यसपछि. So त्यस्तो नहोस् भनेर पनि कतिजना स्टुडेन्टहरूले सोध्दैन पनि. And also अब उहाँले भनिरहनु भएको छ त it must be right, किन मैले सोध्ने बेकारमा हैन. त्यस्तो खालको पनि हुन सक्छ स्टुडेन्टहरुको पर्सेप्सनमा. Okay, so as a teacher you have to lay out the norms and rules of asking a question in the class. No, म 5 मिनेट यो कुरा डिस्क्राइब गर्छु त्यसपछि you have enough time to ask me question है. यही कुरालाई लेट्स से इन्टरभ्यूहरुमा पनि हेरौँ न, or public speaking गरिरहनु भएको छ त्यस बेलामा त्यसको पर्सपेक्टिभ पनि हेरौँ हैन. So after the presentation or after my speech you will have 15 minutes to ask questions. Right? So questions छ भने लेख्दै जानुस् and then we will interact later on. तर मैले बोलिरहँदाखेरि क्वेसन सोध्नु भने चाहिँ I might get derailed, मेरो thought process कता कता पुग्छ. So please write them down र पछि कुरा गरौँला. So you set the tone of how your students can ask the question. Okay, so some teachers are very okay with students just throwing questions at them at random time, right? Chapter questions so then hey okay ठिक छ यो भनेको यो हो भनेर. But some teachers they might have another kind of thinking process, right? So पढाइरहनु hey question नसोध है एकछिनपछि भन्छ. So again depends. But did you communicate that to students भन्ने कुरा हो क्या? I want you to interrupt or I don't want you to interrupt. Interrupt गर्नु पनि okay हो, interrupt नगर हैन. At the end of the class गरौँला भनेर you can set the norms and process of asking the question. ल गजब. Let's go to number 4. Not knowing how to ask a good question, how to frame questions, and asking for clarity. So you पनि स्टुडेन्टहरु धेरैजना थाहा हुँदैन, राइट? कस्तो खालको क्वेसन सोध्ने, किन सोध्ने, कतिखेर सोध्ने, फ्रेमिङ कसरी गर्ने त्यसलाई. So as a teacher, maybe you have to train your students how to ask good questions, how to ask open-ended questions, how to ask close-ended questions, how to ask clarifying questions. कतिखेर चाहिँ एक्जाम्पल दिन टाइपको क्वेसन सोध्नु पर्यो, कतिखेर चाहिँ इलाबोरेसन टाइपको क्वेसन सोध्नु पर्यो. So you have to train your students as well. उनीहरूले ट्रेन नै भएको छैन भने of course they will ask very superficial levelको question or वाहियात questions. But how to make that वाहियात questions sound more creative, sound more critical, sound more deeper levelको question. Right? So open-ended भनेको के हो, close-ended भनेको के हो. There are different ways of asking questions. Why, how, when. Why सोध्दाखेरि कसरी सोध्ने, right? A lot of times why questions सोध्यो भने अलि accuse गरे जस्तो पनि feel हुन्छ. So without making your tone accusing typeको, how do you ask questions भन्ने खालको कुरा practice पनि गराउने, right? लेख्न लगाउने. Have you done that? And त्यसपछि स्टुडेन्टहरुले hey okay, this is the way to ask a good question. So है त, let me try. And then students might start asking questions. नत्र चाहिँ त्यही हो, अहिलेको फर्स्ट पोइन्टमा भने जस्तै क्वेसन सोध्यो भने हे कस्तो लाउजी क्वेसन सोध्यो, ए पटम मूर्ख यस्तो क्वेसन सोध्छ, यो त बच्चालाई थाहा छ नि भनेर भन्दियो भने चाहिँ त्यसपछि कहिले पनि स्टुडेन्टहरुले क्वेसन सोध्दैन. And the fifth point, being in a learning culture जहाँ चाहिँ no one really asks question. कल्चर नै छैन क्या सोध्ने. And then no one हुन्छ नि, आफ्नो साथी, आफ्नो दाजुभाइ, दिदीबहिनी कसैले पनि क्वेसन सोध्दैन. So everyone goes to the class, takes note, टिचरले जे भन्नुभएको छ सार्नुहुन्छ and then जानुहुन्छ. Right? I've seen this. I was once a student at Three Chandra College. ह्युज क्लासरुम साइज पनि 150 जना स्टुडेन्टहरू हुनुहुन्थ्यो अब त्यो कहाँ क्वेसन सोध्ने सबजना चुपचाप नोट सारिरहेको छ सो टिचर अगाडि आउनुभयो पोडियममा बस्नुभयो त्यहाँको सेटअप पनि इन्ट्रेस्टिङ छ यस्तो खालको थिएटर टाइपको सेटअप थियो अनि अगाडि आउनुभयो आफ्नो किताब अथवा आफ्नो नोट निकाल्नुभयो अनि त्यसपछि हि स्टार्टेड टिचिङ or maybe informing, I don't know, कसरी के गर्नुभएको थियो I don't recollect खासै धेरै मेमोरी त छैन but what I remember is everyone taking notes without asking question यस्तो सुन्यो लेखेको छ so if that's the norm around you, that's the culture around you, it's very, very difficult to break that norm. It's very, very difficult to raise a hand and sir or ma'am, I have a question भनेर त्यो हात रेज गर्न एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ सो एज अ टिचर what have you done to build a culture of learning जहाँ चाहिँ asking questions, asking it without any inhibition, without any fear, what have you done to set up that kind of culture? Have you communicated this to the students and have them practice asking questions भन्ने खालको कुरा हुन्छ नत्र everyone looks around like the social proof भने जस्तै right यता हेर्यो कसैले क्वेसन सोध्दैन रहेछ यहाँ त अब किन म सोध्ने हैन सो चुप लाएर बस्छु right so social norm त्यस्तो छ भने क्वेसन सोध्दैन alright so these were the 5 points now I have a question for you as well if you are a teacher यो पाँचवटा रिजन्स बाहेक अरु के रिजन्स हुन सक्ला that students are not asking the question and what are some of the solutions that you can propose right this is for you and if you are a student what are the reasons you're not asking question के कारणले गर्दा maybe यो पाँचवटा point भन्दा beyond अरु कुनै points पनि होला right so please share those things right hopefully this video was helpful for a lot of teachers and for the students as well. Okay, thank you so much.